Welcome back, everyone. Today we're talking about the wildest claims yet from Jaguar Wright, and it's all about Diddy's parties. You won't believe the secrets she's...
You know, a lot of people that end up at these wild parties and in these wild ceremonies, because see, everyone's thinking freak off, freak off, freak off, but what you're not thinking is ritualistic human sacrifice.
Right.
Whether or not you're offering up your sexuality or offering up your life force. It's energy, it's transfer. So for Whitney Houston to be unalive in that hotel room, and for him to wait to start the party right as her spirit was completely leaving her.
Wow.
Says a lot. You know,
and Jack, what I was gonna say was, and even in the Piers Morgan interview, he was asking about what happens at these parties. We've seen visual evidence to where, again, Nature Boy is locked up for life, but he himself had visual evidence of him wanting to take advantage of a woman or make love or whatever you want to call it while other women are dancing in the ritualistic dance around them.
These are all spiritual seances. You gotta understand, these are practices that have been around long before they started choreographing society. We're talking about thousands and thousands of years. Things were happening here. It wasn't until the past 500 years that the world has gotten caught up into such wild, like nothing. Oh.
And it's shaking up Hollywood like never before. It seems like every week we're getting a new glimpse into the wild world of Diddy, but this time, Jaguar Wright is taking us beyond anything we've ever heard. She's pulling back the curtain on what she claimed.
They went to Diddy parties and they felt like something was off and decided to leave, or they got invited to another room and they decided to go because they felt like it wasn't right, or whatever the case may be. These is literally walking in there, not thinking. Seriously, but the thing is, they were still willing to take the chance to go because everybody's been hearing these whispers. Where is Tyson Beckford right now? And why is nobody talking about how after his stint at Russell Simmons and Diddy parties in the Hamptons, he went into pure addiction and now it's just disappeared. He's not acting. What is Tyson Beckford doing? He was one of the biggest figures in the modeling world. Matter of fact, we see a lot of supermodels that keep coming and going and coming and going. And there's just a few that stay.
And the claims are some of the most jaw-dropping events in the industry. Diddy's parties have always been legendary, but according to
James Cruz and Hard Pierre always been Diddy's flunkies, especially Hard Pierre. That's why he's being sued right now too by one of his assistants and stuff like that, because I guess he learned from his boss. But James Cruz used to work for 50, but he worked for Diddy first. So them niggas was always scumbuckets, man.
Right. But speaking of Harvey Pierre, how do you feel about him getting accused of sexual assault?
Like I said, anything that has to do with those those people have to prove that. But are they capable? Yeah, they're capable. Look at the atmosphere. They in the music industry, they in the music business. They set up those type of, they learn the tricks of the trade. For instance, guys don't put those pills that they get to the girls in the champagne bottles because they popping them in front of them. Most of those girls, especially if they like mixed drinks, you understand, they see the bottles when they open them and they trying to keep their eyes on because they don't want to get no kind of put in their system. But what they don't understand is in the orange juice and it's in the cranberry juice. Those girls who like the mixed drinks, you understand what I'm saying? They gonna pour their own sexual act because they don't.
To Jaguar, what happens behind those closed doors isn't just about music and dancing, it's about power, secrets, and a side of Hollywood most people wouldn't believe even if they saw it. Jaguar's revelations have brought a new wave of questions about Diddy's exclusive parties. For years, these gatherings have been whispered about, but no one has ever come forward with details this shocking. She's described a scene where anything goes, a place where fame and influence are pushed to their limits, and if what she says is true, these parties could change how we see some of the biggest names in the business. It's the kind of insider info that has fans on the edge of their seats and the industry feeling the heat. So, what exactly is going on at these parties? According to Jaguar, it's a world where the rules we know don't apply, a place where power, wealth, and fame collide in ways that are sometimes hard to imagine. Her claims suggest that behind the glamour and glitz, there's a darker side that's rarely talked about. It's a side that involves secret rooms, exclusive VIPs, and an environment where anything goes. If there's any truth to these...
I don't know why ain't nobody talking about when Carson Daly went to them Diddy parties. Because Carson Daly did go to them Diddy parties. No different than Ashton Kutcher.
Damn. Okay.
No different than Hype Williams. Why don't nobody want to talk about Hype Williams? Usually if I send a shout out at somebody, people start really kicking things up. But it's almost as if Hype is like living under some wheat germ grass or some under Russell Simmons' ass in Bali. Why can't, is it time to put Hype Williams on a milk cart?
Everyone that was not my color believed me. It was my people that needed convincing. If someone like the Diddler is your hero, then you should hurry up and go to hell with him. If someone like Jay-Z is your hero, then, just be glad you're not talented so he could sacrifice you like he tried to do me, and he succeeded with Aaliyah. Stevie J should be charged. Mary J. Blige should also be charged. Jennifer Lopez should definitely be charged. Jay-Z should be charged. Khaled should be charged. Rick Ross should be charged. Usher should be charged and tried with him. Or for Justin Bieber alone.
Now, Carisha and Rick Ross just sat down together.
Pour their own sexual act because they don't understand it ain't in the bottles, it's in the juice. Those guys, they learn that and they put it to those girls who don't know no better.
In fact, this was so commonplace that one woman has recently even found the courage to sue him for it, alleging that he didn't her.
That woman was visibly emotional during the news conference as she recounted a horrific and violent assault.
The internal pain after being sexually assaulted.
If there's any truth to these stories, it raises serious questions about the entertainment industry.
I'm emotionally scarred. It has been hard for me to trust others, to form healthy relationships, or even feel safe in my own skin.
And what some celebrities are willing to do to stay on top. Jaguar Wright's latest statements have turned Diddy's parties into the topic of the hour, sparking debates, rumors, and speculation across social media. She's painting a picture of a world that feels surreal, a mix of
flashbacks, nightmares, and intrusive thoughts make me feel like it's a constant struggle.
Of high-stakes entertainment, mystery, and behavior that stretches the boundaries of what we think we know about Hollywood. It's almost like a real-life thriller, with each detail pushing us further into a story that feels like it should be out of a movie, not real life. And yet, here we are, left to wonder what's really going on behind those closed doors. So what goes down at Diddy's parties? According to Jaguar, these are no ordinary gatherings. She's talking a list celebs.
Glad that he is locked up, but that's a temporary feeling of relief.
Talia says she didn't go public until now because she says that Combs allegedly threatened to ruin her life if she said anything.
But before this interview, you was telling me that a female reached out to you about a sex tape?
Yeah. It may not have been a year ago, it may have been close to a year, 9 months, something like that, a year. It was about, I don't know, was it a year? It's 6 months to a year. I forget about it because we just had a brief conversations for about like a week or so. You know, like she'll call me one day and then we'll talk a little bit. Then I'll get back with her, then she'll call me back. She was trying to find out information and everything like that. But I really couldn't help her, bruh. You understand? And then she told me the guy's name. You know, she said, Gene, I know it wasn't you. You know, she told me her credentials. She said, Gene, I went to college. You know, I come from a reputable family. I live in, you know, out your way, where you at. And she said that, do I know this bodyguard named Big Joe? And I said, why, what's going on? And then she told me about that she had heard about this tape floating around of Puffy ex-A-ing her, sexually assaulting her. And I was like, wow. And I couldn't say anything because I know the parties and stuff like that. But I told her, I said, yo, I can't give you Joe's number, but I'll get in touch with him or whatever, best way I could. So I got in touch with Joe and I told him what the lady said. And he just said that she didn't know anything about it and that, you know, it was felonious. So then the lady had told me she didn't want Joe, she just wanted a copy of the tape so she could bring charges up on Puff. So I said to her, he said that no tapes exist, that tape doesn't exist. You understand? So I gave her that information. I let Joe know, I let her know, and that was basically it.
Do you believe the tape exists?
What I believe and what I know is two different things.
Exclusive locations, and things happening behind closed doors that are absolutely crazy. Let's dive into the details, because Jaguar's holding nothing back. Jaguar says these parties aren't just about having fun, they're full of mystery, strange events, and shocking interactions. Imagine rooms filled with powerful people, secret meetings, and stuff happening that would blow your mind. Every story she tells is wilder than the last. And the stuff she describes. It's like a movie. Secret rooms, odd rituals, and encounters that push all the limits. Jaguar says she's seen it all, and her stories could change everything we think we know about these big names. What do you think? Is this real or just wild gossip? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to hit subscribe and turn